Hello there my music lovers, I'm Josh with Audiophile Heaven and today we are having a look at the 7Hz Eternal. This is an EM that bears basically the same name as the 7Hz Timeless. It is sold and fulfilled with love, passion and desire by Linsoul Audio, and this is a demo unit I have. It is based on a 3.5mm connector, so it may not quite use the full abilities of my music players, but still this is going to be an interesting review because it has one of the largest dynamic drivers ever seen. So let's get down with the unboxing. The 7Hz Eternal uses the same Chinese colors kinda that most IEMs use. I mean, look at this. This is red with black, which is acceptable for a package. But then blue, light blue, aqua blue. Ooh. And you'll see that it is a rainbow of colors inside. Then it has a little red thingy which you use to unbox it. We have golden writing on the blue package. It just feels like everything was made by different companies or different people, or at least designed by different designers when you have so many colors in one product. But the product is so nice and the package is so awesome. I mean, look at this. They come with one, this is basically the manual. But look at the way the tips are presented. I mean, those are tip holders. When was the last time we have seen something like this? Even more expensive EMs do not have this. And this EM is priced at $250 US. It is a very affordable EM for the kind of sound it provides, but we'll get down to that in just a moment. We should explore everything that it has to offer. I mean, look at this. Those are some high quality tips. It has 1 type, 2 type, 3 type. It has 4 types of tips in total, which is impressive to say the least. They also come with a metallic carrying case. This time it is winey in color, kinda cherry. I don't really like this color that much, but my girlfriend was absolutely enthusiastic about it. And since she's the one who does the photo work for Audiophile Heaven, we are going to have some really impressive photos for the full written review. Because she took the photos and I do take the B-rolls, the video may not be quite as impressive. So the photos for the full written reviews and the B-rolls for the video reviews are absolutely different. And they are the tastes of each one of us. But the carrying box is large, metallic. It has a magnetic lock system. As you can see, pretty well made. Then comes the EMs. Those EMs are kind of wine in color of the cable. I don't really dislike this color. So this dark red is quite cool for a cable for an EM. They have MMCX connectors they can turn inside their sockets. But as you can see, the sockets are quite solid and the overall cable quality is very solid. It is one of those braided cables with 2 strands, 2 wires. You could probably just cut this ending and solder on a 4.4mm cable, because if it has 2 wires, it means that both wires have both the grounding and their own channel. So you could probably do that, but it is a lot of work. You could just order the 4.4 balanced connector from the start. It is more or less the same price. It doesn't really increase the pricing. So just go with the connector that you require. The EMs have this pretty ergonomic cable, not very tangle prone, not very springy, as you can see, pretty flexible, 1.2 meters in length. And they have a pretty high SPL of 109 decibels, which means that they will be quite easy to drive, and I can confirm this. They are easier to drive than most EMs. And the only other interesting aspect is the driver, which is 14.5 millimeters. So this is the largest driver I've seen in an EM to date. I think it should be the largest. I don't think anything has a larger driver unless they are planar, and even planar EMs tend to have smaller drivers than this. So 14 millimeters of a driver. I don't think that this is the driver. If this was a question, I think that the faceplate is just a design aesthetic. I don't think that this itself is the driver. As you can see, they have a really beautiful faceplate. I mean, this looks amazing in person. It's so beautiful. They still have this circle design, which I didn't quite enjoy on the 7Hz Timeless. And I'm going to say it again, having a circle there is not the most ergonomic of choices, but they work quite well. In person, they are quite comfortable. I had no issues with their comfort. They provide a good amount of passive noise isolation, between 20 and 25 decibels of passive noise isolation, depending on the frequency we're talking about. The overall comfort is superb. I really like wearing them. The cable is superb, and the EMs have no driver flex, as you can see. No driver flex. Perfect. They have no inherent issues that I can talk about, and they do not have a ton of hissing even with hiss-prone sources, so they are going to be quite silent for most usage scenarios. What makes them special? Well, it is the sound quality. The raw sound quality that 7Hz can provide is insane. Their original Timeless was superb. It was loved by absolutely everyone. People just enjoyed the Timeless. People say that it was the most detailed EM that they've heard in the price range. The 7Hz Eternal is even better. It takes everything that the Timeless was able to do and improves on it. It has better soundstage, better resolution, better bass quality, not necessarily quantity because the bass is quite neutral. It has a wider, more sweet treble. That cymbal hits are just so sweet sounding. Everything just sounds sweet and emotional out of the 7Hz Eternal. It's just impressive in tuning. And I mean, with how good they are at making sound, they could have employed someone to explain to them that Timeless and Eternal are pretty much synonyms in English and they mean basically the same thing. So they should have looked for a different name, I think. But the sound quality of the 7Hz Eternal is superb. If we are talking about Eternal, don't forget to check Eternal Hour on Steam. It is a game made by me. That is my daytime job, and this is basically my second job doing reviews. It is not necessarily a job, but anyways, my main activity is making visual novels. So if you are a fan of visual novels, check out Eternal Hour. It is going to be awesome. And yeah, this is named Eternal. I cannot not advertise myself and my work for which I've been working for years. The 7Hz Eternal, a superb EM with a very fair price point. The overall quality of the 7Hz Eternal is just great. I mean, build quality, ergonomics, sonic quality, everything is superb. There is absolutely nothing that I can complain about with this EM. Like, I can't even think about anything. They don't really do anything bad, which is surprising because usually with Chafe EMs you have to sacrifice some things for the price. But this time, nothing. The bass is kinda neutral, but it has some emphasizes, so the bass has good impact and good reach in the sub bass. It has a superb overall impact. The bass quantity is not the fullest. It is one of the more neutral kinda bass, neutral natural kinda. The mid-range is absolutely amazing. Tone of separation, tone of detail, superb resolution, just impressive. It is outstandingly good. The mid-range has this very wide presentation, like it's happening everywhere around you. It's so nice. The instrument separation is good, layering is superb. The soundstage also has good depth, so you can hear when something is coming from further apart and when it is happening closer to you. The treble also sounds very wide and very sweet. The treble has no harshness, no hard edges. Everything about the treble is superb. I really enjoyed the treble of the 7Hz Eternal. In general, I do enjoy them to the point where for $250 I cannot really think about an EM that I would recommend more. They beat FIO H7 quite a lot, and they don't really beat it in the raw resolution because FH7 may have slightly better overall resolution, but the Eternal beats it in the enjoyment factor, in how smooth and how natural everything is, in how correct the tonality is. It isn't always all about having the most resolution possible. Sometimes it is, but this time it isn't about just the resolution alone. It is about how enjoyable the whole EM is and how enjoyable the whole sound is. It isn't always about making an EM that just sounds resolute, that just has the most raw resolution, because a good example of this is when you compare FIR Audio VXV or 5X5 against the Final Audio A8000. I had this question today, I just answered it, but when you do that comparison, the FIR Audio 5X5 is much more natural, has a more natural overall tonality, and is just more easier to listen to. A8000 has a much higher overall resolution, but at the same time they can be bright and fatiguing, and that is how you typically do when comparing EMs. For example, the 7Hz Eternal is superb when it comes to its resolution, but it's not the main point of the sound. It is just how well everything combines. I will be making a full written review, or I will be explaining this in better depth. Please check out the full written reviews at audiophileheaven.com. Please do not miss the full written reviews, because in video I tend to be a bit shy. I tend to not always speak my mind entirely because, yeah, doing a video is a bit more complicated than writing. Writing is just peaceful. You just lean back and type. It's so peaceful. Doing a video means acting, means more effort, means b-rolls, but it is all worth it if it means that I can bring a smile to your face and make your day better. So I do hope that you have the loveliest of weeks in there. I hope that we will be seeing each other soon, and I hope that I've convinced you to leave a like on this video and to subscribe to Audiophile Heaven. I really hope that your heart is filled with joy, and if you decide to go with the 7Hz Eternal, I hope that you'll be having a ton of fun. Hope you stay frosty and hope you have a lovely week out there. Bye bye!